This is Jeff Tumbarella, Director of the Southwest Florida Real Estate Investment Association. Here to give you an update. It's a report we put out monthly, the backlogged foreclosure trends for Lee County, Florida. As of January 31st, 2012, there were 8,132 active foreclosure cases, slightly up from the previous month of 7,974. From a trend perspective, historically, in 2010 we had 13,155. January 31st of 2009 we had 22,818. Now about this data, we get this from the clerk's office. This is a report they put out. Basically, this report logs cases between the lis pendens and either a judgment or a dismissal. So it kind of shows you what's in the pipeline working to get a sale date or get dismissed. Now, the only way a case would get reopened is if it goes back before the judge after a judgment or after a sale date, just for some perspective. Total trend mirrors the lis pendens trend. It's lagging of the lis pendens trend slightly. View from the peak had a slight bump up. Everybody's convinced there's a second wave coming. We'll talk about that here in a little bit. Perspective, deeds transferred. You have a sharp drop here. That was a robo signing kicking in. Sharp drop right around the holidays, but no matter what, if you were to average this, the trend's pretty apparent as to where it's going based on the fact that there's not as many lis pendens. Here's your lis pendens, and you have a second bump here in lis pendens, not this monster second wave, particularly when you look at the velocity here to here versus the velocity of how it happened before. Notes another slight month-over-month increase. These trends are post-rocket docket and post-robo signing. We are seeing a second bump in filing numbers. Here's one thing we're catching. Now, this is anecdotal. I have not checked every one, but particularly amongst the commercial, the principal balances are higher on average than before in the trend. Therefore, and here's the question, can we have a second wave that's primarily in principal balances, but not in large numbers of, of counts? A lot of people are convinced there's this monster second wave coming, and they think there's going to be another 1,000 Lehigh REOs for them to buy and rent out. From what I see in the data, I don't see that coming forward in the trend. I'd like to tell you about a great event we have coming up this month. We have our general meeting. It is February the 21st. We're going to be at the Edison upstairs. From 6 to 6:30 we have food. Now bear in mind, it's not a guarantee of the meeting you're going to eat. We generally put out enough food for 40 people to come. So just to give you a heads up, if you'd like to grab a bite to eat before the meeting and network, I would get there early. If you're showing up at 6:45 and all we have left is rice in the trays, well, you should have came a little earlier. But at 6:30 we're going to present a review of the Cape Coral land market. It's interesting. I see right now that commercial and land are really where the value is. Residential's already kind of healing in some certain price points, and particularly in the price points the investors have played in, it's harder and harder to find product. We're going to talk about what areas are moving more money, what areas are rising in price, and then just for fun we're going to talk about sales, what percentage of sales is cash. Once in a while I do find, when I'm doing my analysis, a finance land transaction. But we're also going to talk about the difference between Gulf access, freshwater, and probably differentiate within the the MLS geo areas of the MLS. For REIA members it's free. For non-members it's $20. We look forward to seeing you. If you have any questions, give us a call.